direction that's needed to help make a decision.
Thanks, Patrick. Any other comments to this applicant? Any other comments, Ms. Wellick?
I just have one comment. When this process began last winter, every time we've come up here and put our report, or I can't think of the word,
Sure. Your
our
comment.
request in, we've been turned down for a different reason every time. And I'm wondering why that is. The first time we were turned down was because it was an island. Then the second time it was, we went before the Planning Commission, and they said, well, why shouldn't they be able to do this? It is being shown. I know that there's no decisions being made today, but I'm just wondering if we're just going to be put off and put off until there's no more, with different reasons.
I would hope that
We
you
have
would
our
not
own
be
water
put
on our
off
property.
again. You would have a clear decision of where we were going to go from this point. So, it's not our intent to continue to stall or prolong your pleasure or agony, but, as you can see, this process has been going on now for 18 years, so, it's our intent to try and bring this to a conclusion.
Okay.
But
Supervisor.
this is the public comment period. The final decision can't be made until after the public comment period is over.
Understand.
Okay.
Right, right.
It's not like
Wanted to.
it's not like anybody's putting anybody off. It's just the normal timeline process, and we're working our way through that. But the decisions will be made after the public comment period is over.
Supervisor Delver?
Well, I was just going to make that same comment. You're not being denied at all today, by any means. It's just we're accepting the comments, and then as we go through this process, hopefully we'll be able to resolve it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. No, that's all right. Ellen Faulkner, followed by Daniel Myers.
You're referring to a different one. 75.
I'm not referring to a property today. My name is Ellen Faulkner. I'm from Redwood Valley. And I'm just generally making a request that we get more time for a comment. I'll never get anything coherent out by the 3rd. And I imagine there are a lot of other people in the same position, and so I'm speaking for them too. We just need more time to get this into our computer and into our brains so that we can be sensible about this, know what's in the plan before we go off on it, and know how the EIR intends to deal with it. I want to particularly address water issues, energy issues. I want to state that I think that the petroleum culture is just sort of winding down, and we're coming into another age, and it's not going to include oil. It's going to include the new forms of energy, and also our infrastructure needs to be replaced. The groundwater is being polluted by the sewage, and we don't know still how to get rid of heavy metals in Lake Mendocino, and that's ultimately going to destroy the fishery. Not only just in Lake Mendocino, but everywhere else. It's just that these reservoirs are collecting green algae, that blue-green algae that makes methyl mercury happen, and that's the bad kind, and it's ruining our fish. So we have to, those are the kind of things that we have to address, and I'm certainly not going to be able to make any decent comment on them unless I'm given more time. Let's see, that's infrastructure, energy, water, setbacks. Setbacks from the, I don't think they've been properly addressed here in this update. I checked through it. I found myself writing, need 300-foot setbacks from ag land, need 300-foot setbacks from everywhere, so that the salmon can come back. The reason the salmon are so important is because they are the premier food supply on this coast. And there's no reason why we should be endangering that food supply at a time like this when we may have to end up producing our own food. We should be preserving and protecting those salmon. The only way to do it is to get more water into those creeks, to really concentrate on diversions, et cetera, illegals and what have you, and to keep the pesticides and other pollutants out of that water. I really would like some more time. I hope a lot of people also think so too. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Faulkner. Daniel Myers, followed by Michelle Tertier? Tellier.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having this opportunity. I'm with Daniel Myers with the Mendocino group of the Sierra Club. We have been working on this for, seems like 4 or 5 years. It doesn't seem like it. It has been 4 or 5 years. In the early drafts of the schedule, they showed that there was a substantial amount of time for this period of consideration, and I'd given you a schedule, 2 of the schedules that were issued fairly recently that showed there would be 5 months for the period of reviewing the draft